We're migrating. We're migrating, and yeah, we're moving. Let's just get into it. Hello everyone, yes, smash like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos. Me and MrSneakyy, and we are migrating, finally. We are migrating away from server 33. We are leaving the Merc life, and the reason why I'm leaving the Merc life, nothing to do realistically with the Mercs themselves. That I know, like Dark Helmet and Gaia and even Keita, we're still chatting right in the group chat, we're having a good time, and when we're able to. But it's the main reason is the new migration system, right? So this here is gonna be the last time that we're gonna be able to migrate for 5,000 gems. So migrating into a different server, especially a server that you know has got an alliance, a good community, a good atmosphere that you're enjoying, this is the time to migrate. And I do know a bunch of the mercs as well have migrated as well. They've gone into some of the, I think, server 41 with BDO, which is really good on them. I'm glad they've earned their spot with the BDO family. So big shout out to you guys, and a big W guys in the comment section below for winning this season. It was a really fun season for everyone to fight in. But obviously me, I'm going to be migrating, as you can guess, into NASA. And NASA is obviously going for a rebranding. So as of now, what's going to be happening is basically we're moving servers. We're moving servers, we're trimming the fat, as Boss Nasty says, and some other players say. We're just getting rid of the inactives, right? Because this season, they assumed such much more, activity from the NASA side, especially in the prior seasons when they had super high activity and were dominating in great fashion. However, this season, comparatively to BDO, they were nowhere near as active, right? We were active, I'm not going to say outright, we had like 80 to about 120 members, and I think on day one, we had about 135, 140 members on, which was really good to see. But BDO was able to do that every day. And the thing is, that is what the issue is, right? Especially when we're trying to fight and only getting 80 odd members on, it's not going to be equal and we're just getting outnumbered, right? And it's demoralizing. So I like the fact that the management made the call of making a new server, making a new alliance, trimming the fat, and going for a new system. Because as of now, this is the last 5k migration, and on top of that, anyone else who wants to come and join us is going to go through the permit system now, right? So they're going to be able to use the new migration system to approve and disapprove players. We will talk a little bit more about the migration drama. Don't get me wrong, that's going to be towards the end of this video. But let's just go through what we've got in this script so far, right? So here is just some rules I've kind of got on screen while we're talking about the migration. This is basically my last 5,000 gems migration. When you go through it, you have a migration preview where you can see all of the servers that you're able to migrate into. Then there is the migration day. Once you've done that, there's a summary just finalizing off that you have moved. And then you go to the home realm section, right? Meaning you've migrated, you've moved home, right? So these are the nice simple rules. The one thing you guys might need to know, and that's kind of what I've left here, is the basic rules, right? So you need to be at level 16 to of your city hall to migrate. When migration begins, you have a limited time to migrate into the same division as your own. If you're doing the 5,000 gems one, this is the last time. Just remember, you may migrate multiple times. Each migration is cost gems. Don't worry about that. This is, you can ignore that point anymore. And the thing is with the overpopulated servers, right? It might state they are full, but depending on your power, you might be able to still get in. This is honestly a way a lot of players lower power were able to get into certain alliances still. They were just spamming the button for ages and they just got let in because of the power cap, right? So just remember, if you're trying to get in and you wasn't able to, or in the future, if you're trying to migrate into an alliance, always try, right? Even when it's on full, maybe get an auto clicker or something. I don't know. Loads of people do it anyway. I'm not going to be the guy who's going to get you banned. Everyone does it. Just put auto clicker on, let it go, and let's see if you'll get migrated in maybe when you go to sleep, Really good little bit tips and tricks and advice, right? But my migration process was honestly, it was a bit crazy, guys. So when we was looking at this migration, I'm like, okay, where we're going, and we were finally migrating into server 48. So you guys will know if you've watched my live stream, we're in server 48 now, and what you're going to be witnessing here is once I migrate, I'm going to go back into this migration preview, and you're going to watch how fast some of these servers change, because it was crazy, right? So you can see the server we were going in was green, right? Our server was green, right? So we had the assumption that this was basically a pretty empty server. You know, we don't have to worry about it. This is an empty server, same with 53. So, you know, maybe there might be one alliance in there, but it could be about 4 to 5 billion power comparatively to us, you know, above the 12 bill power mark and so on. So we obviously knew there's going to be some people in there. But this is what's scary, and this is, I think, what is going to be part of the migration drama part of the video, right? When we was trying to migrate, you could see instantly, and I mean instantly, the migration cap's changing. So I'm trying to migrate here, and you can see me, look, trying to migrate, it's green, and it's saying the migration requests is too frequent. And I haven't done all, I leave, and it still isn't doing it, and now I'm panicking in case I don't get it on, right? Because it's 1 AM when I'm migrating. So the way I fixed it is completely came out of the season menu and then jumped back in, and then boom, it did it. And that is, honestly guys, how easy it's to migrate. You honestly, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. With the 5,000 gem rule, that's how easy it is to migrate, right? You're going to migrate 5,000 gems, it restarts the game, and then instantly, as soon as you've done that, you're going to be able to see, like, your server number will have changed. But when we come back, let's watch this, guys. We're going to watch this. This is crazy. Look at server 41 here. Server 41 is BDO, and it's crowded. And then just watch it. Within seconds, it goes red. It just goes red. I was watching this live, and I was like, this is mental. Like, I'm seeing these servers just flip. And I can imagine, there, look, done. It's done, full. Maxed out. Capped out. You ain't getting in if you're a big player. Crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And when we go to our division, this is what's even more mental, guys. We're already active. We are already in the active stage with the migrations we have done. And then later on, not even that soon after, we're in the crowded section. And as of now, in the real game, in reality, if you want to call it reality, right, we are full. We are maxed out. We are in the red. No one is supposed to be able to get back in unless you're probably a certain low power and it might squeeze you in. That's kind of fair enough. But that's where, you know, that's how the migration process went for me, right? And let's just talk about migration now, right? Because the thing is, I honestly find this crazy. Because from what we've read from VIP support, which will be popped up here on the screen, it basically states that all of the servers cap and populations got reduced, which I think is one of the worst things the devs could have done. This is migration. This is where the community gets to decide and choose who and where they get to play with. You do not get to decide that. That is dictatorship and just egalitarian. You know, I can't even pronounce it. You know what I mean? It's just a dictatorship on how people should be playing your game, right? And everyone is in uproar about it. And the fact is, like, I agree. I don't understand why the server caps all got reduced, especially with home kingdoms, where home kingdoms, especially the king, is all designed to have like a main alliance that controls the dragon, and then maybe has that second and third alliance in their server with a bunch of powerful players in there that they all go into their new season with, and that's their server. And they can create water bans and unions between each other, right? That's what I don't understand, the way you're trying to create this giant ecosystem, but then you restrict the players from migrating. And for us, it's caused a lot of stress, obviously, for the OKS members now, because you've got to think, a lot of players weren't able to get in at first. There was a patch that did apply that allowed, I think, some more players to get in over time. But the rest of the players that haven't been able to, they're just not able to. And look at the situation now. Every server, guys, every server, compared to before, you saw, right? You saw every server, there was 2 greens, there was a load of yellows, and then there was 1 red, 1 orange. They're all orange. Everywhere's crowded now. Nowhere is able to be teleported. And I don't believe this is from people leaving or migrating away from like BDO or NASA or DK or anywhere. This is because of the reduction and the migration of the server limits that you're able to have in each server. And this is just downright wrong. So if you want my opinion and my 2 cents, straight away, devs, double it back up. You need to allow at least 2 alliances worth of players to be able to join 1 server minimum. Even if, and I know players don't like me and won't like me saying this, but even if those 2 alliances are full T5 accounts, that should be allowed. Because you've got to think, the more players that join the game because you make the right decisions, the more player base there is. And the more player base there is, the giant kingdoms, the Imperial T5 kingdoms, won't actually feel that bad because there's going to be other kingdoms like them. So they'll be able to matchmake against each other. Then there's going to be other kingdoms where normal people play it, right? The normal average worker, they might only put maybe 30, 40 bucks into the game every month. They're going to have tons of servers and they'll be able to matchmake against each other. And then the free-to-players too, right? But by doing this, you're allowing the ecosystem and the player base to just do what they need to do. And everyone has showcased this in any game's history, guys. When the players get to decide where they want to move, it works. Everyone just naturally moves where they need to move. And it's a really good system. So that's going to be it. I'm not going to rant on too much about this, guys. We've had little screenshots that might have been playing in the background. But yeah, we have migrated. I was successful in migrating. I can't wait to look for my next season with these guys in the Season of Strife. It's going to be a fun one. Hopefully, we're going to have some new memorable moments, some hype moments. We're going to keep live streaming too, guys, if you've been enjoying the live streams. And with that said, I hope you guys get into the servers you migrate into. And if you don't, I do apologize that the devs are being scummy and not letting players move. But until then, until the next one, see you later, guys. Stay safe, stay sneaky.